doing there, folks? Baiters here for another Top 10. This week we're going to be looking at the Top 10 Psycho mods. That's right, if you're the type of crazy person that likes to tape your butt cheeks together and have everybody call you one bum, then these mods are going to be right up your alley. Or if you want a character build that's like Jason Bateman from American Psycho, then you're going to need these mods. Now if you're playing on the Xbox, keep an eye out for this symbol, and if you're playing on the PlayStation, then keep your eyes peeled for this symbol, so you'll know if those mods are available for your system. Now put the lotion back in the basket, and let's get to average baiting, baby! At number 10, we've got Ghoul Mask Returns by Killshot 2. Have you ever just wanted to cut somebody's face off and wear it around the Commonwealth like a sociopath with a Doriophilia fetish? Well, then you've come to the right place, because this mod would make any serial killer get out the baby lotion and lube up. This mod adds ghoul-style faces that really look like you cut off a dead person's face, and now you're wearing it around the Commonwealth all willy-nilly. It even goes as far as to have a variant that has several faces stitched together like Leatherface himself. Now, I don't think there's anything more terrifying than having a killer that wears somebody else's face. And if you're that type of psychopath, then this is right up your alley. Now, the Ghoul Mask comes in 5 different variants, all of which look really good and definitely give you a ghoul-like look. Now, the mask stretches down the neck and covers a bit of the chest also, so when you're wearing it with certain clothes, it blends in really nice and almost doesn't look like a mask at all. So if you're going to use it for what it was designed for, which is blending in with the ghouls, then it definitely does a great job in that department also. Now, when you're wearing any one of these variations of the Ghoul Mask, ghouls will not be hostile towards you, which is great if you ever just want to hang out with some super radiated half-dead mutants. However, if you do take the mask off around the ghouls, they're gonna freak out and try to claw your fucking face off. Putting the mask back on won't make them forget either. I mean, honestly, it'd be a lot like if someone pulled their fucking face off at a dinner party. Even if they put it back on, you'd still think twice before sitting at that fucking table. I wonder what those ghouls are thinking when they're chasing you with such tenaciousness.
Wait up, oh my god, I just want to touch your face!
Now, if you want this mask, there's one located in the Glowing Sea in an undisclosed location that you have to hunt for, which sounds pretty cool and really immersive. For those of you who are lazy or just terrified of the Glowing Sea, there's one located in a cellar in the Sanctuary Settlement. I rate this mod one swag as fuck hat that's completely out of control. At number 9, we have Retex Gore by KJ666. Now, in order to be a good psychopath, you'll have to have a convincing environment to be a psycho in. This mod helps in that department by making the gore in the game a little more convincing or believable, making dead extremities look a little more realistic. The vanilla gore in the game is pretty good, but there are times when it just doesn't cut it. Especially if you get up close, you can notice that the textures are kind of blurry and out of focus. And the only thing worse than bad textures is owing money to a Deathclaw.
Yeah, I don't mean to pry, but, you guys are about 3 months behind on your rent.
Excuse me, are you implying that we're a bunch of fucking losers?
No, I just figured, you might want to pay me because, like, I need that money for food.
Yeah, like I told you before, you'll have it soon.
That's what you said. Okay, I'll just come back tomorrow.
So this mod really sorts that issue and makes the gory parts a lot more crisp and three-dimensional looking. Now, when I compared the two textures side by side, I really noticed that the new textures looked sort of wet, like they were covered in fresh blood, while the vanilla textures kind of looked dry, like they had been sitting around for a while and got all crusty and old. Being as how when something violent happens, the blood would cause everything to be sort of wet looking, that whole dry look just wouldn't appeal to an immersive, conscious psychopath. Now, this mod is a great addition to the game for anyone who wants a little more realism when it comes to the more violent content in the game. I rate this mod the one guy who takes swimming at the local pool way too seriously. You call that a doggy paddle? You don't even look like a dog when you do it. Do you even swim, bruh? Listen, if you're not gonna take the pool life seriously, get the fuck out of here. And take your fucking kid and his water wings with you. At number 8, we have the Forsaken Institute Assassin by Crimson Rider. Now, every good psychopath needs an outfit to go stalking in, and this armor would definitely do the trick. But this armor is actually the least psychotic on this week's list. It's just an outstanding armor mod that takes advantage of a lot of the vanilla assets and make something truly unique and cool looking. This is a mod that will hopefully be ported to the PlayStation 4 as well, because it doesn't seem to use any custom meshes or textures and seems to stick mostly with the vanilla assets. So PS4 players, keep your fingers crossed. Now this armor mod looks great and really gives the impression that the outfit was scavenged from a post-apocalyptic world, making this armor very immersive. The little details that went into this armor mod are what really makes it incredible, like how the boots are worn to the point where the feet are exposed, and how the leather straps on the chest hold up the shoulder armor. Up until I found this mod, I thought the only way to get sexy protection was to wear a giant condom over your entire body, which in retrospect just leaves you completely defenseless. Now this mod adds a lot of new armor options to the game, including 6 new outfits and 8 clothing pieces. The clothing pieces include a hood, goggles, gloves, multiple masks, glasses, and a belt. This mod does require Armor and Keywords community resource to work properly, and all variants can be crafted at the Armorsmith workbench. This armor looks very immersive and lore friendly, and it fits in perfectly to Fallout 4. This armor makes you feel like you are in the post-apocalypse and that you are somewhat protected from the damaged environment with its assortment of salvaged assets. I rate this mod 1 koala bear who loves to cup a feel like a little adorable sexual predator. At number 7, we've got Butcher Meat Rack by Blunder Fury. Now, some of the most infamous psychopaths in American history were so sick and twisted, they actually kept body parts as well as dead bodies right on their property. For instance, the killer clown John Gacy hid bodies under his floorboards for years in his crawl space. Also, Jeffrey Dahmer kept body parts in his refrigerator because that sick fuck would eat his victims. So in keeping true to the psychopath theme of this week's top 10, it's important to include a mod that allows you to decorate your settlements like a lunatic. This mod does that and then some. This mod is designed to add realism to a butcher shop, but it comes with some very interesting accessories, including the ability to hang dead bodies on hooks and chains. Now this mod has psychotic lunatic written all over it. This is the type of mod that will make people think you have a malnourished frontal lobe, hanging dead bodies all over the place. Like you were born 10 months premature. You were just some crazy guy's old sperm that took on consciousness and got up and walked out of a crusty sock one day. You're that fucking crazy. This mod includes an assortment of new assets for your settlements, including meat racks, meat sealing racks, meat hooks, meat chains, clothing line racks, hooked meats, hanging bodies, and much, much more. Now, all of these items are located in the miscellaneous sub-tab of the decorations tab of the workshop menu. All of the items are snappable, which makes putting them together very easy, and makes psychoing up your place a breeze. I would highly recommend this mod for anyone who wants to add a butcher shop or a torture chamber to their settlements. I rate this mod one of the best ways to enter a room when you want to make a good first impression. I just thought I'd drop in and say hello! At number 6, we've got Disguises by Singrith. In order to be a good psychopath, it's important to hang around with other psychopaths in the Commonwealth. Really understand the craft, you know? Also, if you want to be a perfect murdering machine, it's always best when your enemies don't see it coming. This mod gives you the ability to blend in amongst the different factions in the Commonwealth, so you'll be able to stalk raiders that would make good furniture without raising too many questions. Now, all you have to do is build a disguises workbench in any one of your settlements. Then craft the disguises that you want to use. Equip the outfit first and then the headgear. Now you want to wait a few seconds for the game to register the change, then you just go out and find a settlement with that faction, and nobody from that faction will be hostile towards you. However, if you do take off the disguise, they will attack you, and if you've been seen without the disguise, then putting it back on won't stop them from wanting to kill you, as they are aware that you are not one of them. Also, as a note, wearing a disguise will not turn normally non-hostile NPCs into hostile ones. These disguises are more convincing than when seaweed touches your leg in the ocean and you confuse it for a predator. Oh my god, something just touched my leg! Oh, fuck! Now, in order for this mod to work properly, you're going to need the necessary skills or luck to do so. For instance, for the gunners, you're going to need a charisma of 5 or higher, and to wear the uniform and combat chest piece, or they're still going to be hostile towards you, which is a very immersive little addition. Now, each faction has their own requirements, so make sure you meet them before you walk in like you fucking own the place. Now, if you don't like the requirements, you can always turn them off using the configuration holotape. Now this mod works on Raiders, Gunners, Children of Adam, Triggermen, Brotherhood of Steel, Robots, The Institute, Bugs, and the Railroad. This is honestly a really immersive mod, and it's a lot of fun to use. I would recommend this to anyone's playthrough of Fallout 4, regardless of whether or not your character build is psychotic or not. I rate this mod one guy who's covering up his nipples because he's ashamed of how large and in charge they are. Don't be ashamed. Free those nipples. Let the world embrace them. At number 5, we have the Vault Buddy Follower by Cohagen. Now this mod is quite possibly the most terrifying mod ever created for Fallout 4. It adds a wooden puppet boy that follows you around and creeps you out on the regular. He has a creepy psycho voice, and honestly, if he entered the room on a tricycle, I'd literally shit all over myself.
I want to play a game. Wanderer, up until this point you've spent your life scavenging for goods throughout the Commonwealth. Now, your salvation relies on your ability to scavenge. Taped to your face is a block of C4 explosives. In front of you are multiple boxes. Inside of one box there is an envelope. Inside of that envelope is a photo. On that photo is a picture of my cock and balls. Glued to that photo is a pair of scissors that will cut your tape and free you from the explosives. Choose wisely, as my erection won't last forever.
Now, if you're feeling brave as fuck and you want to locate the Vault Buddy, you'll have to travel to Charlestown, which is near Bunker Hill. There, you'll find a scary as shit abandoned house where the Vault Buddy lives. Now, I have to tell you guys, this was probably one of the scariest experiences of my life. When that little fucker came down the stairs backwards and tried to fight me like a puppeted, possessed 8-year-old, I just about turned off my fucking game and said, nope, not today. I have one pair of clean underwear left, and this little fucker's not gonna take that from me. Now this companion mod is one of a kind and really stands out. The story that leads you to the Vault Buddy, as well as the scary clues you have to venture through to acquire him, all make this mod a brilliant experience. Also, the animations that go with this follower are just fantastic and super creepy. He follows you, trades weights, and talks just like a real boy, but he's as psychotically creepy as any boy-shaped puppet could be. Now once you finish up the clues in the house, you'll be able to ask this little puppet if he wants to follow you around, which he will do in the creepiest fucking way possible. Now when he runs to catch up, I'm pretty sure he's chasing me with those tiny wooden arms and legs. And let's just say, I don't fucking slow down. Now, if you don't ask him to follow you, he will just wander around the Commonwealth kicking the shit out of anyone who looks at him, which is hella fucking scary. I rate this mod the one look you make when nobody shows up to your birthday party.
Are you fucking serious? I sent out like 1 billion cards!
At number 4, we have Dismemberment Overhaul by Master Nymphs. Now this is a very rare mod on this channel for a number of reasons. Firstly, this is the first mod that we've ever featured that is available on both consoles. That's right, it's available for the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox. However, it's also the first mod we've ever featured that isn't available for the PC version of the game, which honestly had us confused. Super confused, like when you ask someone the time and they just give you some ridiculous answer that's completely irrelevant.
Little Cletus went cross-eyed again, and the doctor says he'll never be able to beat an alligator to death with his bare hands. So Christmas at our household ain't gonna be a lot of fun. I had to fucking take the alligator back to the zoo. Do you have any idea how hard it is to kidnap an alligator? I had to be drunk as fuck to build up the nerve to grab that fucking thing. Lost my cousin Otis in the process. Fuck's sake.
So you don't know what time it is then, huh? So we took some liberties and cut some corners to make this mod happen on this week's list. Because let's face it, Psycho and Dismemberment kinda go hand in hand. Now if you play on the PC and you want a mod that is similar to this one, Live Dismemberment does almost exactly the same thing, but isn't available for console users. We already featured Live Dismemberment in another top 10, so be sure to check it out. A link to both these mods will be in the description. Now this mod simply gives console players the ability to cut or shoot off your enemy's extremities. This mod makes it possible to dismember humans, super mutants, deathclaws, etc. without killing them, much like you can already do with the vanilla ghouls in the game. So if you shoot someone in the arm, they may lose their arm. If you shoot someone in the leg, they may lose their leg, and so on and so on and so forth. Now if your enemies are missing both arms, they will be completely defenseless and run away because they can't fight back. Also, if they're missing a leg, they'll just sit there, unable to run away, which makes a lot of sense and is very immersive. Now this is a great addition to the game, one which I think is a must-have mod for any console players. I rate this mod one lady who's in love with her foot, but her foot doesn't feel the same way. Come here, I want to touch you. Listen lady, I think we need some space. At number 3, we have Sneaky Kills by 5133P39, which is clearly the name of a cyborg. Now certain things, they're just so satisfying in life. Like for instance, when you unbuckle your jeans after a big meal, or a cold glass of OJ on a hot summer's day. But nothing is more satisfying than sneaking up behind someone and stabbing them in the neck with a homemade shank. Now this mod doesn't actually add any new animations to the game, but makes the vanilla animations more common and accessible in certain situations. Sneaky situations. Now when your enemies don't detect you, you'll be able to perform stabbing, bashing, and neck-breaking animations. All you'll have to do is sneak up behind someone you'll want to kill and have the weapon out you want to use for the murder. Use the normal attack key and your character should perform the kill animations. Also, there is a chance to perform these animations even when your enemies have detected you, which is awesome and a little more frequent than the vanilla animations. Now, the vanilla kill animations are actually really awesome and fun to use, but at least for me, they're pretty rare to see. So this mod gives you the ability to use the animations at your leisure in a very immersive way. Also, being able to stealth kill people is just about the most psychotic thing there is, aside from writing letters to people you admire in your own blood.
Dear redheaded lady from Game of Thrones, could you please move your sofa 3 feet to the left? I'm finding it really difficult to see you through the bushes. Oh, and P.S. It's me in your bushes. I've been watching you for days. Days!
Now this mod is already a lot of fun and it's a great addition to the game, but I would love to see some custom animations in the future as this mod really does have endless potential. So it'll be really interesting to see if this mod author adds to it in the future. I rate this mod one dirty little secret.
My owner thinks I'm stupid, but joke's on him. I just saved a bunch of money on my car insurance by switching to Geico.
So honestly though, what did you think of my weenus? It's short for wooden penis. Just I was in the locker room the other day and let's just say I wasn't feeling so confident. So your feedback would really help me out.
And at the number 2 spot, we have the .223 Revolver Redux by Skibida. Now every good psychotic villain has a unique weapon, and now you can also with your own extreme-looking, handheld ballistic revolver. Now this weapon just demands respect and sounds devastating as fuck when you pull the trigger. This is the type of gun that when you shoot it, pants everywhere brace themselves for impact. Now this gun is loosely based off the gun in the Blade Runner movie, however, it really does stand out on its own with its own unique style. This weapon really expands on the movie design and separates itself by making something truly unique. This gun is incredible to look at and looks nothing like anything I've ever seen in Fallout before. The mod author did an excellent job on this mod as the textures and meshes really bring it to life in the Commonwealth. What I really liked about this gun is that it is a unique concept that looks so realistic it just looks like something that had to have been based off a real world counterpart even though it is completely fictional in its design. Now this mod can be found on high level gunners and high level raiders. You can also purchase it in some shops throughout the game, as it has been added to those leveled lists as well. Now this gun has a ton of customization options, including 4 barrels, 8 receivers, 5 muzzles, 4 grips, 10 sights that include 2 see-through combat scopes, 4 materials, and 4 ammo types. Now players can really change up the look and function of this gun depending on their particular playstyle, not only making this gun unique in so many ways, but also an excellent addition to the game. I rate this mod one very innovative parent.
Now who needs a seatbelt when you got scotch tape, right? You're fine back there, aren't you, little Billy?
At number 1 on this week's list, we have the Mercenary Pack by Lord of War.
Now when I saw this mod author was behind this mod, I just about came all over myself, as this mod author is known for making some extraordinary armor mods, such as the B90, the Scavenger NCR armor, and the Rebel outfit. All of these outfits would have easily made anyone's top 10 armor mod lists, including our own. However, the mod author had pulled them down off the Nexus due to what I could only assume was them being ported without permission, which made a lot of people sad. However, the mod author has included all 3 of the previous armor mods in this mod for everyone to enjoy again. Now this mod not only adds the old armor mods, but also adds some new ones as well, that may very well be the best looking armor mods I've ever seen in Fallout, like ever. Now the 2 new armors that are added are the Mercenary and Wastelander, which both have multiple variants including multiple accessories, styles, multiple colors, and quite possibly the coolest mask ever invented. All 3 of the old armors can be crafted either at the Armorsmith workbench or the chem station depending on the armor. The new armors have been added to the gunner's leveled list as well as the vendor leveled list, so you can find them throughout the Commonwealth in very immersive ways. Also, all the armor pieces can be upgraded through the armor workbench. The new armors as well as the old armors all look incredible and have amazing textures and meshes that make them very realistic looking in the game. Now this is by far the most psychotic mod on this week's list because you'd have to be a complete psycho to know this mod exists and not download it to have it in your Fallout game. This is just an absolute must-have addition by Lord of War. I rate this mod one guy who took his mullet way too far and made a skullet.
which is homely in the front and scuzzy as fuck in the back. Thanks again for watching, guys and girls. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to smush down on that subscribe button and come back for more fun next time. Now, these blue boxes at the top of the screen will take you to some more Average Baiter content, and be sure to check us out on Twitter for the latest updates on our newest content. The link will be in the description. Hope to see you all again next time for another Top 10!